Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into the coffee markets.
Yep, global scene, but with a sharp focus on Vietnam.
Exactly. And looking at, the financials, this odd price split, and some key policy changes that seem to be steering the ship right now.
Right, our goal is to sort of piece all these sources together for you, give you the full context.
Okay, so let's just jump in with the absolute headline grabber.
Has to be Vietnam's exports. I mean, they've smashed records, value-wise anyway.
Tell us the numbers.
Okay, so cumulatively, up to mid-September, they shipped 1.2 million tons. But the value, a staggering $6.74 billion.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a 61.8% jump in value compared to the same period last year. Huge.
61.8%. That's massive value realization. Suggests, high volume and strong pricing, right?
Pretty much. But, and here's where our deep dive really starts, the immediate picture. Like right now, September 30th. It's a bit different.
Okay, how so?
Well, domestic prices in the Thanh Nguyen region, the main coffee belt in Vietnam, they actually dipped slightly.
Oh, by how much?
Just about 600 dung, settled around 115,900 dung per kilo. That's what, roughly $4.70 US.
Okay, a slight pullback. And what about the big futures markets?
They eased off too, yeah. On the 29th, robusta in London, the November contract, it slipped $15, closed at $4,186 a ton.
And arabica?
New York also down, dropped about 5.85 cents, finishing at 372.2 cents per pound for the December contract.
So a bit of cooling everywhere, but you mentioned something earlier, this polarization. That feels like the real story, not just the daily dip.
Exactly. That daily kind of noise.
Yeah.
The structural thing is this profound split, this fan hoa between the beans.
Right. So Vietnam's pumping out record value, mostly robusta, I assume. Yet robusta prices aren't exactly soaring compared to arabica. Explain that. It feels backwards.
It is the central puzzle. Okay, look at the last 52 weeks. Arabica, it's rocketed. Up 40%.
40, okay.
But robusta, the bean Vietnam is famous for, is actually down 6% over that same year.
Down 6? Well, arabica's up 40. Wow.
And year to date, it's similar. Arabica's gained 18%. Robusta lost 8%. It's a totally segmented market.
So speculation is just chasing arabica, maybe on quality bets or something, while the sheer volume of robusta keeps a lid on its price, even with Vietnam's export success.
That seems to be a big part of it, yeah. Financial flows are really favoring arabica, while the physical supply weight of robusta is just there.
Okay, that makes sense. It really points to external factors, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Policy, finance, things beyond just harvest forecasts.
Absolutely. The sources suggest the current price action is driven much more by policy and supply chain pressures than, say, worries about the next crop failing.
Let's dig into that policy side then. What's the main thing shaking things up right now?
Well, the big one seems to be the talk around the EU deforestation regulation, the EUDR.
Ah, yes, the EUDR. What's the latest?
There's a proposal for another one-year delay, a second postponement from the European Commission.
A second delay. Okay, so that presumably eases immediate pressure for compliance
Right.
for 2025?
It does, short term.
Mm-hmm.
But it has this dual effect. It also creates a lot of anxiety.
Anxiety. Why?
Yeah.
Because companies have already spent money getting ready.
Exactly. Think about it from the perspective of businesses, especially in exporting countries. Many have sunk serious cash into traceability, into compliance systems, getting ready for the original deadlines.
Right.
And now the goalpost might shift again. It just breeds uncertainty, makes it incredibly hard to plan future investments. Policy wobbles are now almost as impactful as weather forecasts used to be for forward prices.
That's a really crucial point. And connecting that uncertainty to the wider financial world, we're seeing other things too, right? Like the US dollar.
Yep, the dollar index, the DXY, it's been creeping up a bit, subtle strengthening.
Which usually puts downward pressure on commodities.
Generally, yes. But here it's combined with something else. The Brazilian real, the BRL, has weakened quite a bit.
Okay. And a weaker real makes Brazil's coffee exports cheaper in dollar terms.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So Brazil becomes more competitive, potentially adding more supply pressure globally, especially for arabica.
And then there's the speculative side again. Hedge funds.
They're back in the game, especially in arabica. Last week saw some aggressive buying, pushing arabica up like 30 cents a pound leading into this period.
Okay, so that helps explain that arabica surge we talked about. It confirms the market's really splitting based on bean type and who's buying.
Definitely.
One last detail from the sources. Heavy selling pressure on near-term contracts, like that London November one we mentioned. What's that signify?
That often points to urgency. Sellers needing to offload inventory quickly, or maybe needing to make physical deliveries as the contract expiry date gets really close.
So it's more about logistics and immediate needs rather than a big bearish bet on the whole market going down long term.
Yeah, it feels more tactical,
Oh.
reflecting immediate supply chain realities.
Okay. So wrapping this all up, what's the core takeaway here? It feels like the narrative has shifted.
I think that's right. The central theme, really, is that external forces policy, like the EUDR uncertainty,
Yeah.
financial flows like the dollar-real dynamic, hedge fund activity, these are driving coffee prices much more strongly right now than the traditional stuff.
More than just weather reports or crop yield estimates.
Yeah, actually, which, raises a bigger question for you, the listener, to think about.
Go on.
As you watch these futures markets bounce around like crazy, what's the real underlying value of coffee
Hmm.
beyond the ticker?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, remember the International Coffee Organization's theme for Coffee Day 2025? It's elevating the spirit of cooperation more than ever.
Right.
And we just saw Ethiopia holding a big event in London promoting their national coffee. It's a reminder, isn't it, that coffee is this vital cultural product, this economic engine for millions, way beyond just the futures price.
Something to definitely keep in mind next time we see these wild market swings. A deeper value.
Absolutely. Food for thought.